first on this one and then. Yep,
Can you hear me?
now we can. Yep.
Okay, so the depiction of the parking on the application is informational only. And any action taken by any planning commission approving the change of occupancy should not be construed as ratifying the parking spaces as depicted on the site plan. With that, we can move forward.
Okay, the applicant is being brought in by, is it Adam?
Yep. Hi, how you doing? How you doing, guys? This is Adam with Rossetti Development.
Yep.
We have Modern Kitchen Supply looking to take some of Namco's space. Namco's looking to downsize. Roughly 2,200 square feet. They'll be located, there'll be a new entrance door on the Mo's side of the building to access their space. Actually, there is a double door there now that is in the Namco space. It's their back area. It's going to be MKS's main entrance.
Mhm. Now, MKS is going to be 2,200 square feet itself?
They are, I'm sorry, it's 2957.
Okay. Yep. Okay, can you give us a little explanation what MKS does?
Yeah, no one else on here from there? I can't see who's on here.
I don't see one. Anybody?
Okay, so they're a kitchen they sell kitchen cabinets, so there's gonna be some kitchen displays set up. From what they're telling me, most of their cabinets are shipped direct from the manufacturer to the customers. So they won't be getting a lot of shipments. They are gonna have between, what do you tell me? So he's got between 3 and 5 employees. And they even said the customers per day, which was only gonna be between, I guess between 1 and 2 people.
All right. The application, it says, will there be any deliveries to the business? You've got yes, but you never explained how many a day or what kind of trucks on there.
Yeah, so the deliveries that they'll be getting, once they're set up, the
Yep.
deliveries are only gonna be, just, it's not gonna be cabinets, it's just gonna be, you know, basic everyday office deliveries.
Yep.
And they said they're expecting maybe, you know, a truck a week,
Mhm.
because like I said, they do direct ship everything.
Now, they're gonna have the displays set up in the space and then it's directly delivered to the sites. Is that correct or what?
That's what they're telling me, yes.
Okay.
So it'd be like a showroom.
Yes.
All right. That's all I really had. Peter, you got anything?
Sorry, yes. The grease dumpster's still there?
The compactors are there.
No, the grease dumpsters.
The grease dumpsters are there, yes.
No plans on removing them, huh?
I don't think that you guys, I mean, there's really not an alternative because they generate so much grease, there's nowhere to put it. If we remove that, it's going in the sewer system, I can tell you that. They're gonna end up just dumping it.
No, it won't, but okay.
I mean, I think we need them.
Okay. Are they depicted on anything we have here other than the parking? And the animals and the smell?
Are they depicted on what?
Is your site plan?
Are these being addressed or are we just glossing over it again?
I don't know what you mean by again, or
We've spoken about this in the past.
what do you guys want the grease traps removed?
Well, the grease, the one, I
Or
would
the
step in
grease
here, that
container?
the grease contain, they do not depict it, they're not shown on the site plan. I don't know if Peter's looking at, or the board's looking at, whether they need to be enclosed or not also. They're currently what, in the open, right, Peter?
Yes, sir.
The site plan shows 4 dumpsters they call recyclable. Are those what we're calling the grease dumpsters?
No,
They're right next to the compactor?
No. Nope.
No, there's two recycled dumpsters there.
I believe they're on the Carner Road side, John. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. There's 4 dumpsters lined up next to the compactor.
Those
That's
really
in,
two.
that's in
No,
the
that's in the
rear.
back of the building. Look on the side next to Corner Road,
Okay,
where the parking spaces are.
yeah.
They're in there.
It's very hard to see it from my site plan.
Yeah.
That's why I have a magnifying glass.
I don't know of many restaurants that operate without them, but again, they're just sitting out in the open, correct? So that's the
Yep,
concern.
and yeah, they're, yeah.
Yep.
I just think we need a better plan than we've had in the past.
All right. Anything else?
Nope, I'm
Well,
good.
what are you recommending? We have them enclosed or not there?
No, they gotta be there for business. I understand that, but I think it's up to the applicant to identify how they're going to take care of and rectify having grease dumpsters in the side and in the back.
Well, I think we may end up with a recommendation after we get through it, get everybody's comments, and that may be on a recommendation. Okay.
Fair enough.
Jim? We got to unmute you and
Jim, you gotta unmute yourself.
He has to do it himself. I can't. There you
There
go.
he goes.
There you
Is
go.
that better?
Right.
Yep.
Yep.
I think there is definitely a need for them. I'd like to see a 3-sided structure,
Mhm.
like a regular dumpster structure, and maybe a gate across the front.
Mhm. Any additional items on the tenant?
No, no problems.
All right. Mark,
No questions. Thank you.
Dan,
No, I'm good.
Kenny,
Adam, on this, they just got this little square, whatever the size is. The main doors are coming off the last parking space. Are they the double doors?
Correct.
Now, it's not shown as,
It's not it wouldn't be the last parking space. The doors they're up a little bit from that. The last parking space, just past that, there's an existing overhead door. The doors are, let's see, 1, 2. They're probably like 6 or 7 parking spaces towards Central Ave is where those double doors are.
well, the folded floor plan that I have for this applicant, it shows a set of double doors right at the last parking space away from Central Avenue. It says the
yep,
double
you're-
doors and then it says 2957 square feet.
Yep, yes, I'm sorry, that is correct.
All right, those are the main doors
That's gonna be their main entrance, yes.
for customers.
Yep,
All right, so it's not shown as showroom, office, or whatever. So let me ask you this: there's nobody from the actual proposed tenant on here?
now I thought they were getting on, but obviously they did not.
Okay.
So the
Um,
where it says that open area, the big area, when you come in the double doors, that's all gonna be showroom.
Okay.
And then they got the bathrooms, and there's an office, and then in the back, I guess they're just using that for storage.
So farther to the rear is storage.
Yep,
All right. To the right of that man door, that's an overhead
yes,
for deliveries.
that's existing, yep.
Okay. So they're gonna have customers come in and their employees are gonna park right in front of those grease traps, those grease bins. Correct?
Yeah, either
Okay.
on the Mo's side or the other side.
Where exactly are those locations, Kenny or Peter, or the grease traps? They cross right directly across in the back of that lot from that?
On the green area right up at Carter Road. And then there's one in the back. I think behind the pizza place, but
Correct, yeah, I believe so, yes.
and then
Yeah,
it was
it's sort of like in the,
Yeah, one is Wendy's, one is Mo's, and they're on the corner roadside.
Mhm.
And then there's one behind the building.
Are they more towards the front of the building though, or are they right in front of MKS's doors?
No, they're more towards Wendy's, I believe.
yeah,
Okay,
they're more towards the front.
yep,
Yep.
all right. Kenny, anything else beyond the
Now,
layout and the
Adam,
grease?
there's no outside displays.
No,
Other than that, I don't have anything, Chris.
All right. John?
Is there a suite number for this applicant?
no, nobody in that building has a suite number. We can't figure out why, but
Okay, so we're to define this applicant as the rear of Nico's?
It's
Um,
Namco, is that what it is?
Namco.
All right.
Chris, Danny, Judge, can I ask one more thing? I forgot to mention. I'm looking over here.
Yep.
On your application, question number 22, would there be any deliveries of business? Says yes. And the next one, you're supposed to check what type of deliveries? Are they going to be receiving any deliveries? It said yes. Is it going to be tractor trailers, UPS? What deliveries you're going to be expecting?
It's just gonna be UPS.
That's it? Okay.
Yeah, FedEx, UPS.
All right. Yeah, no boxes are checked, so I just want to know. Thank you.
Mhm.
That's all I got, Chris.
Okay.
Chris, I do have one question.
Yes, Ron.
So I'm just looking at the site plan and I'm looking at the architectural plan. Is there a new, it looks like there's a new overhead door proposed at the back of the building, according to the plan. Is that
There's
true,
in
Adam?
the Namco space. There's going to be a double door just so they can get their deliveries.
Isn't that where all the recyclable and dumpsters and compactor is?
There's an existing door there now. A single door. We're just going to make it a double.
Okay, well, it calls for an overhead door.
yeah.
An overhead door.
Yeah, it's not going to be an overhead.
Well, that should be. And the site plan doesn't match the building plan either. I mean, the site plan shows the parking going all the way to the end of the building.
Yeah.
And the architectural drawing is not.
Yeah, well, that overhead is actually, Adam said that overhead was existing at Namco.
The overhead at Namco is existing, and the man door in the back of Namco is existing.
Yeah.
We just gotta make sure they weren't counted in the parking count because it had a variant. But the overhead door is just, I mean, there's still additional space for more parking there, right?
Yeah, your question being is that's the count is going all the way to the rear of the building, but it's not being shown on the floor plan.
Right.
Do we have issues with it, with if there was parking in front of that overhead door or not?
I mean, that would just be,
I think that would be the applicant's problem if they want to have deliveries and cars are parked there.
So we should be going by the parking, I assume, then on the site plan?
Isn't that the site plan that's approved?
Yeah,
So then you should change the floor plan to reflect the site plan that's approved.
well, don't forget the parking's not necessarily approved as per Mr. or Mary's,
yeah.
Yeah, but it's a site plan, it's a parking that's on the site plan that has previously been approved, but nothing that we change in parking affects the approval.
Yeah, I think the architect's probably just working off an old set of drawings. I mean, he's just depicting the space inside, not necessarily the parking.
Yeah, I don't think I have an issue with the fact that if we're going with the site plan, that's the one we're going with, that layout. That floor plan was, to me, is for interior. The drawing is incorrect for the floor plan because of the parking, but again, it's the site plan, to me anyway, it's depicting the parking requirements that we have out there. I do want to suggest, though, that if there's a motion made on this, I think we should be, Adam, taking a look at enclosing these grease traps. And I leave it up to the board, but if we want to make a motion, I purchased MKS products before, so I don't have a problem with the use. But if we want to make a motion, I'm going to suggest, Adam, that you are to get the grease traps enclosed in the approval. I'm throwing that out as an option. I want comments from the board.
In the approval so in order to get the tenant approval?
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Yes.
Yeah. What's been happening is they've been there quite a while. So
Over a year.
yeah, so
They've been there for probably 30 years.
The grease dumpsters?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Well, then you got some time. You've already plenty of time to fix it then.
So let me ask you, so does anyone have recommendations on where you're thinking? Because we're going to lose parking. The only place to put that, if you're going to do an enclosure, is you're losing more parking spots.
well, apparently you already have them in the parking lot. You're gonna use the same spaces, right?
They're in the grass.
They're in the green area. Yeah, they don't belong there at all
Oh.
to begin with. Sorry, I'm not sorry. No, this has been going on for a long time. So needs to be addressed. In my opinion, I don't know, go back on mute.
Dan
Can we get
Judge,
off the grease trap for a second, Chris?
What was that?
Can we get off I got a question other than the grease traps.
Yeah.
All right, on the, Adam, on the site plan that I've got in front of me, it's like a little orange square where MKS is proposed to go.
Yep.
And on that building, it shows the parking going right to the corner. However, the floor plan that we've got where MKS is going, it shows it bumped out more with the man door and the overhead, but I don't see that
Yeah,
unless it's
that's,
really shrunken
yeah.
on this
No,
site
that-
plan that I got.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the site,
Kenny,
Sorry.
that's the discussion we were just having at RJ and I, is that we're going with the site plan as being the parking requirements.
Okay,
And that floor plan is strictly, we're looking at that as a layout of the space inside. And we're not looking at that to be the parking for this project.
okay, gotcha. All right.
Yep. So,
But Chris, that just doesn't work, right? If they,
yeah,
so something needs to be amended or something. I only had one last, unrelated to all that is, has anybody verified the handicap access into the space?
well, when I saw the double doors, I was wondering how the access was gonna be for, on that sidewalk. Whether it goes down, tapers down or not at the end, can't answer that for you.
I
Yeah.
can't remember either, Chris. I mean, I know there's one at the Central Ave end. I can't remember if there's one on this end.
Well, actually, I'm more concerned with basically wheelchair we're talking about, have enough room on that sidewalk to enter the building,
Mm-hmm.
to open the door and get in.
That's all curbed.
Right.
So there is no sidewalk there?
No, there is.
There is a sidewalk there.
But it's over.
Now-
I'm not sure how wide it is.
I don't know.
I don't think it's very wide.
Now that would be, we would make this a recommendation that we'd like to see that they have accessibility to it. Victor, is this going to be our building department?
Yeah, it would be the building department. And the more I
RJ, you're
look at,
shaking your head. What are you saying?
Me? I'm shaking my
Yeah.
head because if they need to change the sidewalk, it's gonna affect the parking, which affects the parking count.
Yeah.
The site plan.
well, that's where I was gonna go with my comment.
Yep.
I'm very confused with the layout that we all know is not indicative of what's on the site plan. And when I see the floor plan layout, I see a proposed overhead door. And if you just go to the site plan, where does the overhead door, how do you get in and out with the parking as it's laid out on the site plan? It would appear that overhead door is right where the, I'll call it a green area is, as you can see right at the very corner. You understand my question?
Not really. There's an existing overhead door on the Corner Road side
Okay.
at the back corner of the building.
And
but
and
where
are the
does it-
parking light, is the parking delineated right to the back of the building in front of that? The actual site?
On this map, it is. I believe it is. Yeah.
No.
So where's the garage? Does the garage opening face Corner Road or face the rear of the building or
Face-
face?
It faces
ahead.
Corner Road.
So where would you exit it there? I'm just looking at your site plan. Where does it come out?
In those last parking spaces. That's where that door is.
Oh, okay. So you'd have to go through a parking spot to get to the door.
Right.
If you look at the bump out, you're talking that this building's being extended.
Yeah, it's not though.
I know it's not, but it's
I
not.
mean, it gives the
It's fine.
appearance as it is, but it's an incorrect drawing of the floor plan. We all
The
know
floor
that.
plan does not match the site plan. Correct.
Yeah, nothing matches. And we got dining areas and, yeah, okay.
But there is, in terms of the parking on that side of the building, the door is literally at the very corner.
Yes.
I'm just looking at a Google Earth image here, and so the area from the door, it looks like you could stripe in a few more spaces. Because you got quite a wide area that's not striped. It's probably maybe 3 spaces that could fit there. So I'm just saying, it's not a matter of losing 1 space for the door. It's a matter that it's losing 2 or 3 more.
Chris, can I ask a question? Is that it appears that we have problems with the grease dumpsters and that they're on the green space, and we probably want them moved somewhere so they lose a couple parking spaces and have it enclosed. We also seem to have some questions about the floor plan, and everybody's confused with the floor plan not matching the site plan. And now we have questions about how they're going to have a handicap access and whether or not the curbing is there. And given all these questions, I would suggest now that Adam has heard this out, that maybe he goes back and redoes and resubmits everything to cover everything that we've discussed here and there, rather than making statements about, well, we can give it approval contingent upon this and rely on the building code to do care of that. We've had this discussion and we've kicked it around, and Adam's heard everything we have. And what's the problem with us just saying, okay, these are all the things we need to get done. Go back and bring us a site plan and a floor plan that match and show us what you're going to be doing with the dumpsters, and then we can all be happy with all the questions we have, rather than posing all this stuff with no clear cut path for any approval tonight. At least that's my opinion.
Agreed.
I mean, the sidewalk issue, Mo's enters on the same side of the building. So I mean, if the sidewalk works for Mo's, it should work for these guys.
Mo's entrance is in the front of the building.
Yeah.
The handicap parking spaces are in that corner, and it's afforded a wider sidewalk, so that's not quite accurate, Adam.
Yeah, we don't know, Adam, that there's a curb cut there for in the curb itself or handicap accessibility, or if you can get on that sidewalk at the end and actually making the turn into it with a double door. I'm not sure about that, but so accessibility is the item. I'm sure there's no problem for accessibility in the front of the building, because I'm sure you got curb cuts up in there. So, but let me.
So there has to be a cut right in front of the space?
It's just you have to have accessibility, and typically it's the closest vehicles to it.
But there's not a so the handicap
Yes,
park.
there's no handicap space there. That's correct.
What's that?
There's no handicap space there. So by putting a new applicant in there, you need to have a handicap space that's reasonably accessible to the building. It can't be around the corner with Mo's.
The problem the way the code reads is it says it should be the closest accessible type space, parking
Right.
spaces to it. And let me jump back into this. RJ, Adam, anybody, the percentage of green space on this site, are we tight? Are we what?
I believe we had a variance.
Right. That is correct. There was a variance.
Yeah.
That variance did not incorporate any of the grease dumpsters or any other dumpsters on the green space.
Yeah. That's where I'm headed, as to where those can be located, whether we can give up more green space or we cannot. So. Yeah.
I mean, you either lose green space or you lose parking.
Well, is there
If
any
that-
value of putting them back by the recycling, where the recycling dumpsters are shown to be?
Yeah, which only have 2 dumpsters, I think, there right now,
Yeah, there's 2 big ones instead of 4 small ones. Yes.
which are overflowing 90% of the time, but that's not your problem. It just happens. Well, what can I say? I'm telling you like it is.
Yeah.
You're gonna.
So, but to answer your question, no, they wouldn't fit back there because those 2 dumpsters are taking up that space.
So let me ask another question. Who uses the grease dumpsters?
Wendy's has one, Moe's has one, and the pizza place has one.
So why don't they have their own grease traps within their building?
They do have grease traps.
So
They
then
have
why do
grease
they
trap-
need the grease dumpsters?
I don't think you want them dumping all the grease from the
Yeah.
fryers down the drain, even though they have grease traps.
Yeah,
Correct.
most of these restaurants, John, have such a volume of grease that they run grease traps besides the ones that they are in the ground or in the sewer line systems. So,
Okay.
And Subway and Burglars, they don't need them?
I think some people just generate more grease than others, and they don't have, neither one of those have fryers, I believe. I think the fryers are the big generator.
Contributor. Yes.
Maybe.
all right. So it's sounding to me that, Adam, that the majority of the board is of the opinion. We'd like to see that you prove that you have some kind of accessibility for the store, which you're going to need for the building department anyway.
Correct, yes.
When you apply for that. And we really are at this point looking for some kind of solution onto these grease traps, or the grease containers. And I don't know, I can't recollect or look off of this plan and find out what, there's a variance for parking too, right, Ron?
You know,
Yes. I think so, yes.
So there's a number they need to meet for
I'm
that.
gonna say, I don't know that there is, Victor, because this is a multi-tenanted building.
Yeah.
I thought there was too, Victor.
I thought they had a variance for parking and green space. I may be wrong. I have to look at the file, but
Right.
you mentioned that these grease containers were there for 30 years, and I'm just asking, have they been depicted on the site plan every time everyone came in?
No, they've been there since we've owned the building. I know that. And
So they
no, I
should have
don't think-
been, they should have been on the plan. That's my point.
Yeah, they
Okay.
definitely should be located and shown on there. But
Right, and that's something that really needs to be done here. I mean, I never knew about it until Chutter brought it up.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I mean,
Anyway.
I understand it's a part of a business function. I just think we need a solution to better handle it than out in the open on the green space.
I agree 100% that they're an eyesore and it would clean the place up, but you're up against losing green space or losing parking spots.
No, and we'll have to see what solution you can come up with.
On this site plan, it says the zoning board of appeals granted a variance to the project site for having 15.6% green space, which is less than the 20% required by section yada, yada, yada.
Minus
Then
the dumpsters being put on green space.
And then there was another variance for a 21-foot front canopy.
Oh, for the bank.
Yeah.
Yep.
Back in March of 2019.
Yeah, Victor, and following Ron's theory here is that we can waive parking because it's
I
multi-tenant
get it.
occupants, but we can't waive the green.
Green space, right.
So
So hey, if Ron is right, and I presume he is, that we probably did it that way, but we couldn't waive the green space.
yeah, and Adam, if you have dumped the grease traps sitting on top of the green space, that's definitely not
No, it's no good.
it's not kosher for the green space, so it's not really a green space. So so they ask you now the question we always ask, and always the answer is immediately, what's the time frame for this MKS?
They want to be in middle of February.
Yep. I think what I'm getting from majority of the board is they would like to see these, is there any more than these two issues by anyone? I think those were accessibility into the space and some kind of closure, if you will, to where we're gonna put these grease containers. And is that parking on that side of the building? I've never seen it really full. Does anybody have comment on that?
I have not.
Plenty of parking over there. It's just
Yeah.
needs to be depicted better. And I think the site
Yeah.
plan, we just need to have, in my opinion,
Yep.
it done correctly.
So I think, and going back to this, Victor, I think that's the thing we can waive. We can't waive them
Green
being on the
space.
green space.
Right.
So, so in my opinion, I think I'd rather see them get off of the green space. And we can, if the board so feels, we could waive a couple of spaces on the side of that building that I've never seen really filled up anyway. So,
Makes sense to me.
Chris, don't forget, there's
I would agree.
spaces
Yep.
behind the building.
there's what?
There are parking spaces behind the building, which are, I don't know if they're used at all, but maybe it makes more sense to have it back there. So really just out of the.
Yeah,
way.
I'm thinking that they're gonna be looking at the distance of travel from Wendy's and Moe's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So,
I mean, they've done a lot to clean up the place, but those last grease things are in my humble opinion.
Yeah.
need to be-
Alex, we'd have no problem getting this on our next agenda, right? If they would came back with a plan as to how to rectify these items.
No issue with the next agenda. It would be January 5th.
We won't have 15 items on the board.
fine.
No.
60.
So Adam, it sounds like we're gonna have to make you hustle to get this tenant in maybe, but I think the board is looking to get these resolved one way or the other. And again, if the green space is the critical one that you have a variance on, and this board can waive that parking on the side for getting the grease containers and enclosure and whatever located on the paving area. So,
Okay.
okay, anybody different thoughts? And
I do
let's
not,
make,
I do not have an issue with MKS. I mean,
Yep.
it's
yeah.
been a
And,
business that's been around
yeah.
for a while.
Nope,
Yeah.
agreed. It's great use.
I'm on board. I agree with Kenny.
So, so Adam, I believe those are the items. If we can get those resolved, then you can get this on the January, and those are the two items I think that we'd be looking to resolve.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
And just make the floor plan that you give us match up with the site plan.
Yeah, make it
Okay.
jive with that parking space there. So,
All right.
all right,
Yep.
very good.
All right.
Chairman, before we go on to the next one, I noticed my thumbnail says live on YouTube. So I believe, Alex, you did get it working. My thumbnail says it.
Yes, we are live on YouTube.
Okay. Okay, 1767 Central Avenue.
You guys don't have any grease traps, do you?
You're
Hang
on.
on, they might have to unmute.
We have no grease traps proposed or added or removed.
Hirschberg and Hirschberg is unmuted. They were good there.
I'm Bill Mafricci with Hirschberg and Hirschberg, and just to update you with what we did with the plans. We added 2 lights mounted on the building in the rear parking lot that just have a illumination on the pavement area, nothing exceeding that. We've added a couple of notes, one regarding the domicile, no intention of having any temporary or permanent domicile on the premises. And relocated a couple of the trees out of that narrow access island to closer to the property line that's perpendicular to Central Avenue.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Let me interject if you don't mind.
Sure.
Looking at RJ's review of this, based on a site plan, he stated that all requested revisions to the site plan have been made by the applicant. I only have one question on RJ's letter, is that you also are stating that the narrative is not clear on the joining auto Cadillac dealership of service of automobiles.
We didn't have one.
Yeah,
We
any,
submitted after my review letter.
yeah. Any response on that one for,
Yeah, I think a couple of days after we submitted, we also emailed a copy of the narrative that did have Rafferty as the owner and West Coast LLC as the applicant. So I don't know whether you have that in your package, but we did have a brief narrative for the project, the one-page narrative.
It should be in your package, Chris.
yeah, we have them.
That looks, Peter was just. So that was what we had submitted in response to that comment.
Yeah, it says in the narrative that no service of vehicles will be performed on the site.
Correct. I think we've represented that from day one. There was never an intent to have any service vehicles on site.
Yeah. My note had that it had been stated in the presentations, but I'm happier it's on a narrative. So, Victor, we had talked about, the narrative's got something in here on the easement, that the easement will be provided to allow the driveway access to remain until either property would be sold. Does that suffice for your sunsetting and so forth? I know that was our one question.
Ron and I talked about this. I'm looking at the site plan, and hey, Bill, can you point out where that access? Because I don't see it on this one. I saw it on one plan that you shared with us, but where is that?
Yeah, there should be a note on the third page, I believe, C3.
Okay, hold on. Let me just get to that.
The leader is on the auto property.
Yeah. I'm sure I saw it, but I just didn't see it on this first page. Hold on. Let's get to C3. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Expire upon sale or change of ownership. Ron, do you recall you and I talking about this?
Yes.
And it's an interconnectivity between, are the properties going to be owned by the same entity, Bill?
No. they're
No.
not.
Okay.
So
Yeah, then the note on the plan, again, Victor, I'm seeing that.
I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
A sale or change of ownership. I mean, I'm okay with that. Ron, do you have any problem with that?
No.
Okay.
All right. I don't have any other questions. Anybody have questions? I'm just gonna throw this out general. Let's just hop in. I don't think we need to go roll call here. I think they've supplied what we had asked for. So does anyone have any additional comments?
I do not.
I do not.
I do not.
Nope,
Okay,
I do not.
all right. Having said that, John, do you want to incognito there?
I'll make a motion to approve West Coast Partners LLC at 1767 Central Avenue.
Have a second?
Second,
All in favor?
Yes,
aye.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay, that's unanimous. Nobody's against, right?
correct.
All right, very good. You're all set, Bill.
Thank you very much. Have a
Thank you,
happy
everybody.
holiday.
Good luck, Chris.
Thank you, Bill.
Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. Have a nice night.
Have a good holiday.
Thanks, you too. Happy holidays.
Yes,
Holidays.
yes.
Okay, 2 sets of minutes.
Yes, if you could start with November 17th.
All right,
November 17th.
Sorry, Chris, I just needed to make some points on that Central Avenue.
it's not a problem. Getting something cleaned up is, I've parked on that side before. And yeah,
Well, who would have known unless you go there because it was never on a site plan. So,
Correct.
yeah,
Yeah.
oh,
come
yeah,
on.
yeah.
Yeah.
I concur, so.
The animals and all the other stuff. But
Yeah.
okay, I'm done.
All right, 1760, anybody? We're on
What
November
meeting minutes are we
17th,
on? Which meeting minutes are you on, Chris?
November 17th.
Okay,
Okay, 1760 Central Avenue, I have nothing.
I have nothing.
12A Petra,
I do not.
no.
I'm good.
1892 Central Avenue. I have nothing again.
I do not.
Um,
Other than me putting my foot in my mouth for this guy.
Hey, what are you gonna do? And it's not a first.
Won't be the last either.
Okay,
It's a
three
good thing we're
Nash,
on live on YouTube.
yeah, 3 Nash Place.
RJ, thanks for clearing that up for me about where all that stuff came from. It was very difficult from his application.
It was. It was like I told you, John. I had to look at that for a little bit.
It was confusing when he made the presentation that night.
It was like a checkerboard.
Wow.
Yeah, I did like the color coded review I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried to clear it up as best I could in the meeting minutes, so you may need to look at that, the revisions I made to make sure they still reflect everything that you put in your email.
All right, if we're good there, 1653 Central Avenue.
I have nothing.
I have nothing on that one. 1671 Central Avenue. Let's see. Wow, let's see. I had something on here. The first paragraph, Alex. 1, 2, 3 lines from the 4 lines from the bottom. Mr. Hirschberg stated that the landscaping was installed, but has died. Several of the trees died, not all the landscaping. That's that line where they planted all the trees. We lost 3, 4, 5 of them maybe. So they replanted. I would rather just say several had died. All right. The next paragraph down, 3rd line, the dim timer. I'd like to spell this out as dimmer/timer. Okay. And the next paragraph down, the 2nd line. What's this? I've got circled here. There will be 3 to 4 large trees. And I just changed it to there are 3 to 4 large trees. Same kind of thing that we were looking at. Just switch will be to are. There are. All right. Any,
Yes.
Anybody, now, going on to the next page. Same project, Chairman Dennett asked if the site statistics will work on this parcel. I'd like you to add before the period, 1671, put the address on that. Just a little bit more than just saying this parcel, because we talk about several different numbers in the beginning of that conversation, so.
Yes.
All right. Anybody else on that project?
I do not.
Okay, 1767 Central Avenue. 1, 2, 3, third paragraph down, last line. It's 24 feet, not 24 inches.
Very small cars.
Oh, they're real skinny cars.
Yeah.
No, that was for that other applicant on Walker Way with the midget cars.
Anybody, anything else on that one?
I do not.
Yeah, I have nothing else remaining on that. Anybody, any additional changes?
On the last page,
Yep.
I don't know if that was me that said he'd like to see the site plan with both of them on. I thought it was Kenny or you, Chris.
What are you looking at, John? What paragraph?
Second paragraph down, it's highlighted with the comment.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I thought it was Kenny that asked for that.
That was me, yes. That was
Yeah.
me.
Okay.
All right. Very good. Okay,
I make a motion to approve the minutes from November 17th, 2020 as amended.
Second,
all in favor?
yes.
Anyone opposed? Nope, very good. Okay, let's go to December 1. Okay, 1692 Central Avenue. Anyone? Let's see, page 2, Alex, let's see, Commissioner Martin, the first two sentences stated question 18 on change of occupants application was answered no, meaning that garbage pickup. And I'm just adding would fall outside of the 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Just adding the word just before fall. Just put in would. So it doesn't say pick up fall.
Yes.
All right. Okay, on that, I'm done on that one unless anybody's got something else. Okay, 1614, Nick Costa is not ABD Engineering, the first line. What's his company name, RJ?
He's Advanced Engineering.
Advanced Engineering, okay,
Sorry.
all right.
They didn't come back, did they?
He's not submitted anything, no.
Got to think a while on that one.
Oh, yeah.
1614, page 3.
But go back to that, Chris. I had a question on that because he
Oh,
kept
yeah, on the
giving
bottom, yep.
questions. It was that they were working there. And I'm not sure that's, when he said that his employees work alternate schedules, I got the impression that he was already working at that site. But then my question was, is he working at that site? If he is, how do you get a building permit?
No,
No, they're not.
He's not working.
We're not working there.
It's dark. No.
Yeah, that's what I saw that afterwards. Okay.
Yeah.
They'd be physically building something on the inside, but they're not cutting hair.
Yeah,
Okay.
he
they're doing-
he was making reference to his other site, John, on that one, yes.
Okay.
All right. Okay. On page 3, the first paragraph, RJ, they're eliminating this green space. It says that the green space last sentence is removing the green space in between the front door and the garage door. I thought that was all the way on the end of that building to the west.
It's in front of the entry door.
Okay,
You're correct. It's on the west side,
yep,
in front of the building,
yep,
in front of the entry door.
okay. Alex, can you word it that way and get rid of that it's between the front door and the garage door?
How would you like it worded?
Just a
RJ?
space in front of the entry door.
Got it.
The very next one, the first line, which Commissioner Martin stated a hard time approving. I'd rather have it worded this application instead of his. If John's okay with that.
Not my application.
Nah,
1767 Central Avenue. Anyone have anything on that? I do not.
I do not.
Are we good for a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the meeting minutes from December 1st, 2020.
Second,
All in favor?
yes.
Yeah.
Anybody opposed?
No.
I have to abstain.
Say it
Um,
again.
Don't you have to list me as abstaining because I wasn't at that meeting?
No, you
Have
can.
you reviewed the minutes?
Yeah.
Then you can vote on them.
All right. Okay. Yes.
Well,
All right.
on that, does
Yeah.
Mark need to be noted as a voting member or,
Tonight,
yeah, tonight?
Mark was noted that in the beginning of the meeting. He definitely will
Okay.
be in the minutes as it from what Alex put on.
Yep.
Okay, Alex?
Always magic.
always matters. He always does.
No, magic,
Um,
magic.
You already got any agenda for the next meeting?
That's my next question, yes.
Potentially 1770 Central Avenue. I have not received any applications for the January meeting yet.
Okay.
Okay,
And when would that be? January 5th?
Be January 5th, probably still on Zoom.
Oh, yeah.
yes. All right,
So this is the last meeting of 2020, at least. Well,
let's move out of 2020.
And Ann said to say hello to everybody. She's looking forward to when we can all get together again, but she doesn't actually miss the bureaucracy.
What?
Well, she's got a
Come on.
nice big kitchen that I'm looking through the window here at, so
This is
her
not.
parents she can move her parents out of the way and we can,
Well, there's our spot. Okay,
yeah.
Stop recording, please.
Mr. Chairman,
yes.
can I just wish everybody a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from myself and the board and the mayor, and thank you for all the work you've done this year for the village. It's greatly appreciated. I know you put a lot of time in. So Merry Christmas, everyone.
Thank you.
All right.
Patty.
We-
Thank you, Patty.
We appreciate it. Okay. All right, everybody.
Happy holidays, all.
Take
Oh.
care.
I have a
Merry
motion to end the
Christmas.
meeting.
Give me a
Merry
motion.
I'll make a motion.
Second,
I'll second it.
all in favor?
Yes.
All right, see you in 21.